Hey, good morning, y'all. Welcome to a Saturday morning chocolate for breakfast. I'm so excited to be here again, the third week in a row. And I think the internet is actually working today. At least I said I was going to start this at 10 because I wanted to give myself some time to make sure the internet was working. But when I clicked on it, it said my internet speed was good. So hopefully if you do happen to pop on live, you can see this just fine. And I'll just cross my fingers about that. And who knows, maybe after last week, no one will join me live because we had such issues last week. So anyway, but I'm going to continue to do this chocolate for breakfast series. I'm going to continue to celebrate 3 things in every Saturday morning. And I am going to enjoy some chocolate for breakfast while I'm doing it to celebrate. So, and I'm going to share a new recipe with you each week. And today I am celebrating with a chocolate popover. Let's see if you can see this. And some bacon, of course, because I love bacon. I don't know if you've ever had popovers, but they're very, very similar to a German pancake, but they're little tiny ones you put in muffin pans rather than like a big one. And what's really fun about them, it's easy to eat with your finger. And if you've ever made them before, they kind of pop up. Oh my God, these are so good. So good. They kind of pop up. And in the middle, they kind of create this like little crater. And so it's a little awesome to put a little bit of butter and sugar in there. And obviously, if you're making regular popovers, you can put lemon or whatever on them. But with chocolate, I just put a little butter and sugar. And this is good call. So I decided just for the heck of it to look up some chocolate popover recipes to see if there was any out there. And there were quite a few that I really loved the idea, but I just didn't want to make it myself. Was they had this one called hot chocolate popovers. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's perfect. It's going to have like using hot chocolate rather than unsweetened cocoa in them. And that's not what they did. They actually used unsweetened cocoa and actual chocolate chips, which I don't use. But what was really fun about them is they took a marshmallow and put it in the middle of that crater. So they took them out when they were almost done, put the marshmallow in the crater, and so they look like little cups of hot chocolate. Totally ingenious. But I think it'd be fun to actually try it using regular hot chocolate, because hot chocolate is basically just sugar in it, essentially. So it'd be interesting to see if there's a recipe out there that actually uses hot cocoa, which is kind of a great alternative if for some reason you don't have any unsweetened chocolate around the house. I use my Lake Champlain chocolate again. And I will say, last time when I made the German pancakes, the Dutch babies with chocolate, I used the divine chocolate, I think. And I think I like that better. But just a little tip for you out there. As I've mentioned when I made the Dutch babies, basically it's just equal parts milk, flour, and eggs. And each egg is a 1/4 cup. So I used 4 eggs and a cup of milk. And then what I did was I just substituted a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa and a little bit of powdered sugar. And then I used that much less flour. So they turned out perfect. They were fluffy. And I had other recipes, I saw other recipes online where they were saying it was too heavy and they didn't pop up as much as normal. This totally popped up like normal. So highly recommend doing that. I'll just put the recipe that I made using this. It basically was a recipe I made by my own. I noticed a lot of recipes online use chocolate chips, actual chocolate chips, unsweetened chocolate chips. So I don't recommend that. Maybe at the end it might be yummy or something. I don't know. Martha Stewart had a recipe that did that too, not even using unsweetened cocoa, just chocolate chips. So I'm not sure what the scoop is with that. I haven't tried it though, so I can't really say I don't recommend it, but the unsweetened cocoa is just absolutely delicious. So celebrations. Today I am celebrating awareness, and specifically awareness, well, everywhere. I think it's always good to be aware. But I think awareness, what I'm talking about is awareness in my body. Hi, Kitty. My kitty Adela is here, so she may say hello. Hi, Adela. Yeah, come on up. You can say hello to my people. Anyway, awareness in my body. I actually had coffee with a friend of mine who came to our dance show. And she said, I hope you take this, well, I'm not meaning to be, critical, but she said, I felt like you were very much during the show. And I thought that was really interesting because one of the things that I've been told by my regular teacher, Lo, is that I'm a diver, as she calls it. So essentially what she's trying to say, I think, is that I just dive into things. I'm willing to try things and I throw my body into it and I throw my body around as I'm dancing. So I thought that was interesting because I don't see that as very mechanical, but I thought more about what she was saying. And I think there is something to being in your body and being aware of your body and how it feels when you're dancing rather than being up in your head and always thinking about the moves. And I'm sure for a lot of the show, I was doing that just because there was like over 15 pieces or something. And it was like, you can't help but like want to make sure you're, and of course you're doing that. But I thought it was really interesting. So one of the things I've been doing the last week is I've been trying to really pay attention to be in my body. And not just during dance, but all the time, like feeling my entire body and not just feeling up here or up here, but also feeling my legs, feeling my toes, my body as I'm dancing, like truly in it rather than always up here. And I think it's been really helpful to me. I think I think my dancing is going to improve quite a bit because of it, because it makes me more aware of all my extensions and going all the way out through my toes and all the way out through my fingers, and not just throwing my body around, but like feeling my body as I'm doing these moves. So been doing it as I've been walking around and going to coffee and just kind of being more aware. I think, one of the things I talked about last week is just being kind of more aware of your body in a different way, just to be, to feel your body and all that fun stuff. This is a little bit different. This is more, really truly as I'm doing everything, just kind of aware and listening to those cues of my body by just simply feeling my body everywhere, right? It's been awesome. Huge fan of awareness. The second thing I want to celebrate today is I want to celebrate juice. One of the reasons why is because I did a talk earlier this week called Story Juice, and it was a talk to my Women with Brilliance group, and it went really, really well. And it was all about how to add, juice up your marketing by adding story to your brand. And so it was, I think it went off really, really well, but it kind of makes me laugh because a lot of people come up to me and say how much they love the name. They thought it was really compelling. And when I took my first online copywriting class, I took it from a well-known blogger who I love. I love her tons. She's an amazing writer, and I still pay attention to a lot of the things that she says because she's awesome. But one of the things that she does is she has like these words that are kind of pet peeves of hers that she hates. Use them in copywriting, and a lot of times they're cliche or they're overused or whatever. And one of the words that she used back when I first took this course was juice. She didn't like it. She's like, if you use the word juice, it should be only used to describe, something, coming out of a fruit. And I've always loved the word juice. I think it's awesome because, it's just, making things juicy to me is an awesome adjective. It's very descriptive, and it, obviously many things like juice to going to your laptop, right? To your phone, and juice in your marketing to me basically means you're spicing it up, but you're not just spicing it up, but you're making it juicy, right? I think it's a really great adjective. And so I've always loved the word and kind of disagreed with her on that. I mean, what can I say? I just kind of have. So I finally am excited because I'm taking juicy back and I'm using it in my brand and I'm loving it. And I'm really celebrating the word because it's an awesome word for my program. I'm doing a free email course. I know a couple of you have signed up for that, which is awesome. It's starting in April. And obviously I did really well at my talk this week. So I'm celebrating how I did in my talk, and I'm celebrating the name juice and the word juice. And then the last thing I'm celebrating today is I'm celebrating having fun. I had a ton of work this week, which was awesome. I love my copywriting clients when they give me lots of work to do. And, it's always leads a little extra money, which I've celebrated on this morning broadcast before too. But specifically having fun with everything that I was doing this week. I really made an effort to have fun with my writing, have fun with my dance, have fun and go to the movies. I have since, by the way, last week I celebrated movies, and I've gone to 2 movies already since then, which is awesome. So celebrating things works, people, I'm telling you. So I've been have fun with everything I've done in my writing and in my work, and it's worked because I've had a lot of fun this week. And so I highly encourage you to have fun too. Obviously that's one of the reasons for this Chocolate for Breakfast series is to have pleasure in your day and prioritize it. And that includes having fun with everything you do. And stuck with a project that seems kind of boring, or, you know, you're going to a job that you really hate, I think that there are ways you can make it fun in the meantime until you can get yourself out of that situation, or making progress to something better and bigger, right? But you can still have fun. You can find a way to make it fun, and that's what I've been able to do this week, is find a way to make these projects, some of them strange, some of them not, but you know, even if they are projects that sound like fun, make them more fun. Figure out how to way to make them more fun and increase the fun in your life. I don't see anybody in the chat box, probably because um, I said I was going to start at 10. I started at 9:30 on time. So that may be why, or maybe that my internet's really not working. Or like I said last week, there was such issues that maybe you're like, forget it being live. So anyway, if you're watching this on the replay, I highly encourage you to comment below and tell me what you're celebrating this week. Tell me what kind of chocolate you love, and let me know if you have a fun recipe for me to try. I already have a couple recipes I'm planning on trying the next couple weeks, but if you guys send me something that looks really awesome, it may override my future plans and I'll try it first. So would love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, for joining and celebrating with me, and go out and have a little chocolate or whatever your pleasure is too. All right, thanks guys. See you next week.